It wasn't just you. You didn't have any audio.
The whole time?
Apparently not.
Entire time?
Oh, don't beat down on me there. We haven't had audio the whole time. People have been looking at pictures. So hello, everybody. We are looking at North Korea from the south side, across a river. So I apologize for that. Well, you know, we set up in a hurry. We didn't know if we were going to be allowed to do this. So there is the river that separates North Korea on the right and South Korea on the left. Here is a view of a North Korean village. And I have by my side the expert commentator in North Korean affairs, my son, Colin. Colin, you can reintroduce yourself because nobody heard what you said earlier.
Hello, yes. I work on North Korean affairs for my job as a journalist.
And you can plug the website.
Yeah, it's called NK News. And I live in South Korea, so... Yeah, and I was saying I forgot to look up the name of this exact village right across the river, so I don't have that information for you.
But we have that here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's overlooking the beauty of Gaepungung.
Ah,
Gaepungung.
Yeah.
So that's what you're looking at there. That's Gaepungung. And so anyway, so your speciality is looking, or one of them is looking at satellite imagery from the north and interpreting that to see what's going on over there, because you know you don't have, I guess you have sources over there. I won't get into that, but you don't have any staff reporters in North Korea, so you have to help the world understand what's happening up there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I use sorry, I was checking my phone. Yeah, we use satellite imagery.
Yeah, we're not just live on the air or anything.
We use satellite imagery to check out on military or economic development, those kinds of things. So sometimes I check the border area like this. North Korea has been reinforcing their border fencing to keep people from leaving the country.
Let's see if we can I can zoom in on the riverbank area down there below us. There aren't any missile bases right across from us, do they?
No, there is not anything like that.
So there is the border. You can see the fence that's just a few meters away from the bank of the river, to, I guess, ostensibly keep the South from invading.
Yeah, keep people out and also
keep the citizens
keep people from leaving
in.
But, you know, South Korea has the same fencing on their side.
Yeah.
For the same two reasons as well.
Right.
They don't want people crossing over into North Korea either.
Why wouldn't they?
Cause problems.
Let's see if we can look at the riverbank over here on the South Korean side. I don't know if we can see it close. Sorry, I don't know if we can see it closely enough to detect. I guess down at the bottom of the screen there might be some sort of a fence. Oh, I can see over here. If we go tilt up over here, and again, this is the South Korean side of the riverbank, and I think over here you can clearly see a fence which would preclude anyone from launching a boat or going swimming or anything like that. You're telling me something interesting, Colin, about the people who live in this military zone. You know, there are farmers and there are villages here. But they have some special attributes, or they get some benefits from living in a place like this?
Yeah, and I don't know all the details on that, but I've heard whenever you go to the Joint Security Area, the JSA, the place that people have seen, I'm sure, where they have the little blue buildings that that straddle the border, where they have soldiers up from both North and South Korea and the U.S. Hanging around. In that there, they have a model village on the South Korean side where the people living there receive a lot of benefits from being there, and I forgot the reasons why they want to have people living there, but they farmland to attend to.
And we're looking.
But I'm not sure about this part right over here.
Okay, well, we're looking at the South Korean side here, in a little village on this side of the border, just for comparison's sake. So now we'll go back to North Korea for a little bit. Seki wants to know if you have balloons, Colin. Do you have any balloons? The wind is blowing in the direction that where it would be advantageous for the North Koreans to launch balloons at us, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure. So we didn't have audio earlier, I think. I was explaining the balloon saga.
Oh, yes.
But for a few months now, North Korea has been sending trash balloons to South Korea, meaning balloons with a payload of trash, and they are explicitly meant to be a nuisance for South Korea in retaliation for South Korea allowing independent activists to send balloons filled with carrying information about South Korea, anti-Kim Jong-un messaging, dollar bills, rice, stuff like that. And Kim Jong-un doesn't like that because it can carry information that could be perceived as a threat to his power. So
yeah. You told me about didn't the balloons have some impact on aviation as well?
Yeah, I'm not sure how many times it's happened, but there has been at least one instance where the balloons were flying in the vicinity of Incheon Airport, and they had to stop flights. I don't remember for how long, but can cause pretty big problems. Now the airport is not super close.
That's about 20 miles, right? 20 miles south
and the balloons, depending on how successful they are, the weather and the wind, can make it quite far into South Korea. So, we're talking.
Right. So we're looking at. It looks kind of like a road, but that's actually, is that a fence that goes across that bridge, or can you tell?
River?
Parallel to the river, yeah.
Yeah, that would be probably a security line road that people are using.
And there on the right side, at the top of that right hill, it looks like there might be like a guard shack or...
Yeah.
And maybe at the bottom left, there's also some sort of well.
Yeah, I've been here before, and we've taken a lot of very zoomed in of these, and sometimes you can see soldiers at the guard posts.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know that our lens can go that far in. We don't have the resources of NK News. Let's see if we go in here. Well, that's some sort of...
Yeah, the drones is an interesting question.
Drones, yes. Are cheap, and they're...
I've heard some claims from activists that used drones successfully. Very hush-hush type of thing when they do it, I guess. And I'm not on that beat.
Yeah.
I don't cover that very closely, but I've heard people claim they do. I don't know if they are. But it's very sensitive, and the South Korean government especially doesn't want, and they don't allow you to fly drones near the border.
Yeah, we did see
for
some
their own reasons, about their own sensitivities over their own military activities and placements and stuff like that. So you can get in trouble in South Korea as a South Korean or anyone else in South Korea if you use a drone near the border and you get caught. But it is legal to fly balloons into North Korea. That was made illegal under the previous administration.
South Korean administration.
Basically at the request of Kim Jong-un and his sister.
Oh.
And then they made it illegal as a concession to try to improve relations, and then the Supreme Court struck it down late last year. So local police can try to stop it, claiming it can cause problems for locals, but it still goes on.
We are peering into North Korea here for a look that I don't know that any other aviation channel has brought you, but of course this is not aviation.
No planes in the sky.
Oh, yeah, no planes in the sky near here, that's for sure. I'm looking to see if I can pull up some other interesting little villa. I'm looking for, I see something I want to see here. Well, let's see. No. I think this is what I was looking at, although I don't know that it's gonna. Yeah, it's just kind of a little village nestled between some hillsides there. I see Skittles in the chat room. Hello, Skittles. Skittles is getting some hellos. I have no idea what time. It's 5 o'clock here, just 5 o'clock here in on the border of North and South Korea. 5 o'clock p.m., of course. And just to let you, give you a reminder, you're watching Runway DFW at large on the border of North and South Korea. Our expert, my son Colin, has gone to check on his fiancée and his mom. And, it's such a beautiful day here today. I know we've had a few dropped frames along the way, so this might not be the most coherent video broadcast, but we're glad to see you here. And Skittle says, hello, Walt, hello. Farida Bed says, hello, Walt, what a sight to see here. Janet Jones 43 says, hiya, Walt, good to see you, 4 a.m. here in New York City. Okay, yeah, I know. It's not a good time for most of our regular U.S.-based audience. Reverse Ops, there's Patrick saying, taking live streaming to new and exciting places. And yeah, again, we're kind of just on the, this is not exactly aviation related. We did talk about drones, though. But anyway, it's fun to be here, and it's fun to take you along with me as we look around. Aaron W. says 1 a.m. in Arizona. So we're glad to see you, whatever time it might be while you're here. We're set up in a corner of an observatory here at one of the highest points on the border of North and South Korea, and I'll give you a little peek to the side of us here at this observatory. And it's late in the afternoon here, just after 5 o'clock, so there's not probably the crowd they would have had earlier. And if we look down here beyond these people, you can see in the background on the hills some of the vibrant scene that makes up South Korea. Massive apartment complexes. And I keep going back to the word vibrant, but vibrant is the word for South Korea. It's just an amazing place, always growing, always changing. And as we go past this viewing station here, there's some more development along the border in South Korea. The river kind of meanders. And then on the left side of the screen will be North Korea. You don't see that kind of development along this area. And I think Colin was saying earlier that there are some places along the border which are slightly more developed in North Korea, more of a town rather than a village. But there's another village from afar. And again, it's such a nice, clear day today that it's been fun to check this out with you. I see our pal Wellington Flights live. Hello there, Kevin. There's his message. He says, amazing. I wouldn't be here without my son because he drove us here. I guess you can take a tour bus here, but we got here through his good graces. Aaron says, I woke up at 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, 7 p.m. I've always been a night person, was watching Disneyland and AVL waiting for you to go live. Mark Yaxley is checking in from England. Hello, Mark. Happy to see you here with us. I don't know, I think we're getting fewer dropped frames, but we are getting some. And so because of our remote location, we are having some transmission difficulties. I kind of expected that. I was prepared for us not to have any signal at all and just record something for you. What was that? I'm looking now at a structure across the way. Colin has good skills at this, but I don't know if it's clear enough for him to be able to identify it. Hold on here. Let me see if I can get this a little more in frame. It just keeps kind of rocking off to the other side here. Let's see. So I'm going to try to see if he can identify what this might be. It looks like, well, I don't know. Yeah, I need you to look at this. Can you make anything out of that? Is it some kind of a...
I can't really see it.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of...
I don't know what I'm looking at.
Kind of fuzzy. Doesn't look like a residential thing.
Oh, you can see people moving.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
I can't... Oh, that's a truck. There's a red truck moving.
Look at that, everybody. A red truck moving exclusively on Runway DFW at large.
Some vans. It's kind of blown out, the image.
Yeah, I know. It's a very...
I don't know where is that.
Well, there's some exclusive... It's, I think it's that bright thing to the right of that hill there.
Okay. Oh, I see, yeah.
Of course it's far away. But Colin is an expert analyst of wacky photographs. He was the lengths he goes to. Can you talk about that? To try to identify things in blurry photographs?
Well, thing last week about Kim Jong-un looking at some blurred satellite images of a South Korean military base. So then I had to try to figure out what South Korean military base he's looking at satellite imagery on Google Earth, and then identify it that way by matching, the way the satellite image looks in his blurred version and the way it looks on Google Earth. And then they published about a missile test a few days ago, and they showed Kim Jong-un looking at a screen of where the missile was the target in the mountains of where the missile landed, and they blurred it and tried to find where it was, and I found geolocated it, as we call it, up in the northeast of the country, stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm writing about niche stuff, so I'm not sure if that's interesting to anyone in your audience. But
I see some people. Let me zoom this in so Colin can see. Is that some sort of a sports field or something, or can you tell?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of looks like an open field, but it's hard to tell. That might be kind of agricultural collection point. If I'm remembering correctly, it might be something I've looked at before, or I might be thinking location, but I might be thinking of a place where they gather up what they collect in harvest season.
And because of the communal nature of Korean agronomy, some people there.
Yeah, he's tossing some stuff. It's hard to see on the screen, but you call it a rake, sort of.
Yeah, those of you with 75-inch TV sets looking at we see better than we can looking at a 7-inch screen in the bright sun.
What do you call that rake? That farm tool, kind of like a rake. The trident-looking thing, painting, the famous painting.
Yeah, what you mean?
A thresher or something.
No.
I don't know, but he's doing something with that.
Here's somebody saying hello. Do you know? Can you read that?
His name is Kazong.
Kazong. Well, hello, Kazong. Seki wants to know if you have visited North Korea as a tourist. And he's busy talking to his wife, to his fiance right now.
We gotta wrap up in about 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. So we got to wrap up. So one question for you: have you ever been to North Korea, Colin?
No, I have not been.
Well, technically we have been. Right?
We went to the JSA, where you can walk inside the blue hut where between the two countries.
Right.
And you can walk to the other side of the table, the other side of the hut, where you're technically on the other side of the line in the JSA.
Yeah, so both of us have been to we have stepped into North Korea.
Kind of.
Kind of. Well, anyway, that's going to do it from us. We've got to pack everything up really quickly because the place closes down. And it's been an interesting time. I thank you for getting up with us. If you're in a place where you can't, where you would ordinarily be asleep.
Pitchfork.
A pitchfork. Thank you,
We're
Seki. Why did I not think of that? I should know. And he's saying your Korean pronunciation is perfect. So that's good. Okay, so we're closing things down after 34 minutes. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but you saw what we've got on offer here on Runway DFW at Large, looking into North Korea. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back later this week with more stuff. We'll be here till the 27th, so happy contrails to you until we meet again.